Ashtavakragita, chapter 6, verse 2. That I am like the ocean, and the phenomenal universe is like the wave. This is knowledge. So, it has neither to be renounced, nor accepted, nor destroyed. Before going into this verse, let's see for a moment the relationship that we have with this world. And the reason why we are seeing the relationship, what we have with this world, is because spirituality is not something that is happening in some other dimension. Spirituality is something that is applicable to our lives in this moment, in our day-to-day routine. That's one of the reasons why the sage says that it's not somewhere out there, but it is available always. What does this mean? What does this world mean to me? Right? If we see it very basically, like if I see it right now, I see it as where I am and what I foresee. I do think about my work, my family, my friends, with my own imagination of how I think it is currently, and what best it can seem beautifully in the future. Right? I mean, we all can think of what it is from our perspective. Right? If it is true, not true, that's secondary, we don't know. But we see it from our perspective. And that's what we can do. Right? But when we are seeing this, like if we observe it very carefully, we are creating a difference. Right? There is a me and the world. Correct? So I have to do certain things. I have to be in a certain way to attain somewhere. Right? Or there are certain things this way. Right? And in the process of improving, or in the process of different possibilities, there might be obstructions, or the way whatever I'm thinking, or the discipline of whatever we orchestrate, there is always a way of getting cut off from our goals. Say for a certain period of time, we get back. So there are many possibilities, right? So on and so forth. That keeps happening. This is the normalcy of what we are living in, what we think of. For a moment, let us keep this aside. Just for a moment. On the contrary, is there a possibility of seeing this in another way? That is the clarity of attaining God. The clarity of God within us. And everything else being guided by this attainment. And I know, like for the logical mind, it seems to be difficult to process. But for our heart, it's not at all difficult. It is possible. Right? And just go back and think. Just see, whenever we felt we have been doing or we have done from our heart, there wouldn't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. There'll be no steps. It emerges out of the abundance. Right? There is a artist inside every one of us. There is a sportsman inside every one of us. There is a creator inside every one of us. And many of the things has emerged from it. And it has emerged from this purity. All our thoughts, actions, every utterance of our words, our vision, all of it emerging from this clarity. If this is what is happening, then there'll be no difference. There is always oneness. This oneness is what the sage is pointing here. I am like an ocean, and this universe is like a wave. With this clarity, it becomes so natural that this knowledge need not be renounced, nor accepted, nor destroyed. With this clarity, the doing will stop, and there is just being. Being in the presence of God. There is immense peace in here. And yes, I do agree. This clarity, it is not it might happen to some people that this clarity is already known. It just needed to be heard from the sage. But for some, there needs to be inquiry on our actions, our thoughts, inquiry on everything we do. But the point why I'm saying all of this is, the question is not about how difficult it is. Rather, the question would be, do I really want this clarity? Am I determined for this? Because normally what would happen? There will be mornings, there are nights. Are these days and nights just happening? Or is it spent with clarity? Is it spent with the guidance of God? Instead of feeding things from outside. Can we create things from within? Can things get created with the guidance of God? Let this light within us guide us. Let this light be shining. This is oneness. Let these eyes see only God, and let this vision be with clarity. Let this clarity be inside out and not outside in. This is possible.